panels. Number 1, what is your name, please?
My name is Robin Sindorf.
Number 2.
My name is Robin Sindorf.
And number 3.
My name is Robin Sindorf.
Only one of these people is the real Robin Sindorf and has sworn to tell the truth. Now let's meet our panel. From ABC's Good Morning America, Pat Collins, the poet laureate of comedy, Nipsey Russell, author of the best-selling autobiography Beyond Reason from Canada, Margaret Trudeau, and singer, television host, and Emmy Award winner, John Wade. And that's our panel. And here's the host of To Tell the Truth, Robin Ward.
Thank you. Thank you for that warm welcome, and welcome to you. And panel, you're looking great. Are you ready to do battle with our imposters?
We are ready.
We are
Then
ready,
let's
sir.
boogie and get right down to the challenge presented by our first team of challengers, each of whom claims to be Robin Sindorf. And if you would follow along, please, as I read this affidavit. I, Robin Sindorf, am a former cheerleader for the Dallas Cowboys football team. Although the tests I went through to be selected as one of 17 cheerleaders out of 1,100 applicants were certainly rigorous, they were nowhere near as nerve-wracking as my present job as rodeo clown. As rodeo clown, my job is to divert the attention of a ferocious Brahma bull after it has thrown its rider to the ground. I get the bull to chase me, then I dive headfirst into a barrel. From the barrel, I wave at the bull until he charges me, while the dazed bull rider escapes from the arena. I find the best way to get the bull's undivided attention is to wave my bra at him. Signed, Robin Sindorf. Okay, panel, these three people all claim to be Robin Sindorf, former Dallas cheerleader and rodeo clown. And let's start the questioning with Pat Collins.
Number 1, there's a very famous, kind of famous lady who chooses the women who are to be Dallas Cowgirls. What's her name?
Her name is Pat Metheny.
Number 2, can we see what's on your feet? Or maybe maybe everyone else notice you have those white sort of cheerleading boots on your feet.
Right, my white boots.
Do you prefer those to sneakers and other things like that?
Yes, because they make them a certain way, so they're very comfortable, actually more comfortable than the sneakers would be.
Number 3, we can't help but noticing you have sort of an unusual eye makeup design on your face. Is there a reason for that, and does it have to do with the bull?
Not really, except that rodeo clowns have a tradition of wearing makeup, so.
And all the makeup is...
Thank you, Pat, and we move along to Nipsey Russell.
Number 2, do you know a man by the name of Casey Tibbs?
Casey Tibbs?
Yes.
No, I'm afraid I don't.
Okay, number 3, who is the saddle bronc champion?
Who is one?
Yes.
JC.
I'll go to number 1 then. How many seconds is necessary to remain aboard a bronking buckaroo?
8.
8. All right, number 2, I'll go back to you. What do you wear while you're shaking your bra at the bull?
I wear a pair of shorts and leotards and a clown face, and I shake my bra to get his attention.
I would imagine it would. That makes the bull mad?
Yeah, with hollering. I holler at him, too.
Oh,
and then he
I wouldn't
comes
get
at me.
angry at all if you did that. Okay.
Thank you, Nipsey, and we go to Margaret Trudeau.
Number 3, do you take rigorous exercises to prepare you for your clowning around?
Not really. I work along with the other people in the rodeo and traveling with the rodeo. It's, you know, you usually get a lot of exercise that way.
Number 1, was it more exhausting being a Dallas cowboy than a clown?
Oh, much.
Yeah.
Much harder exercise.
Number 2, have you ever had an encounter with a bull that's really hurt you?
Yes, one time, right after I got in the barrel, usually the bull will hit the barrel with his horns, and normally he doesn't stick them inside the barrel, and this time he did, and he hit me in the leg.
Thank you, Margaret, and we go to John Wade.
Okay, number 3, there was an X-rated movie made about the Dallas cheerleaders. What was the name of it?
Debbie Does Dallas.
Okay, do you agree with that, number 1?
Do I agree with the question?
The answer.
The movie.
Notice you asked it.
You know, I was in the first movie, because I was still cheerleading then, but I don't know the name of that one. I
Okay,
don't
well,
go to
still
X-rated
with number
movies.
one. Name some other events in a rodeo besides Brahma bull riding.
Well, there's team roping and bareback riding.
Team roping, is that what Dallas used to do?
Depends on who they were playing.
Okay, number two, how many Dallas cheerleaders were normally at each game?
32 cheerleaders.
32 cheerleaders?
36 and 4 alternates.
Okay, and describe a Brahma bull. What's the characteristic of a Brahma bull as opposed to other bulls?
Well, it's really vicious because it's mixed.
Panel, that little bell, and challenge, that little bell tells us that time is up. It's now time to vote for number 1, number 2, or number 3. Whoever, in your opinion, is the real Robin Sindorf. Now, we will pay $100 for each incorrect vote, and should our team of challengers completely bulldoze you, they will win $500. Are the ballots all marked, panel?
Ballots are marked.
All right. Pat Collins, for whom did you vote?
Well, as a former high school cheerleader who once, during a rainy, muddy game, cartwheeled into the game, having all the rest of the team members fall on top of me, it was a sight. I looked for the most coordinated among you, and I think that's number 1.
Thank you, Pat. And Nipsey, who'd you vote for?
Well, Casey Tibbs is among the best known of the Saddle Bronc champions, and I thought neither number 2 nor 3 seemed to know that. But one true answer I got, it takes 8 seconds to subdue a Bronc King.
8 seconds?
Yes.
That's it, huh? And Margaret, who did you vote for?
I voted for number 1 as well. I think that she definitely looks like a Dallas cowgirl who has turned into the bulls, you know.
Thank you, Margaret. And finally, John, who did you vote for?
Well, I hate to be different, but number 1, jumping into barrels, you have to be a little smaller. She looks rather tall. There, it had to be a big barrel, I would think. And I thought number 3 knew a lot about a lot of things.
Okay, the votes are all in. Now we're going to find out who the real cheerleader and rodeo clown is. Will the real Robin Sindorf please stand up? Okay, panel, eat your hearts out. Now let's find out who our imposters really are. Number 1, you did incredibly well. You got 3
Thank you.
votes. Would you tell us who you are and what you do, please?
Yes, my name is Ann Weil, and I'm a makeup artist here in New York City.
Well,
Number 2, you didn't get any votes, but you sure look like a Dallas cowgirl to me. Would you tell us who you are and what you really do, please?
Yes, my name is Julie Simone. I'm a full-time student here in New York City, and I work part-time at Susie's Chinese Restaurant.
Okay, there were 3 incorrect votes at $100 each, giving our team of challengers $100 to spend as you will. And thanks for being with us on To Tell the Truth. And Robin, you be careful. Thank you. We'll be back to meet our next team of challengers right after these momentous words from our sponsor. We are back, and let's meet our next team of challengers.
Number 1, what is your name, please?
My name is Richard Slater.
Number 2.
My name is Richard Slater.
And number 3.
My name is Richard Slater.
Okay, panel, once again, please, if you'd follow along as I read this brief affidavit. I, Richard Slater, am an oceanography professor, a government aquanaut, and an expert on undersea diving in 2-man submarines. I have made more than 700 such dives on missions ranging from salvage to oil exploration, and at depths of up to 1,200 feet. I also hold a world's record that I set entirely by accident when the sub in which I was working was rammed and sunk. Although seriously injured, I managed to escape, and without the aid of any equipment whatsoever, I rose to the surface from an unprecedented depth of 225 feet. Signed, Richard Slater. Quite a story. Okay, panel, these 3 gentlemen all claim to be Richard Slater, who escaped from a disabled 2-man submarine 225 feet below the surface. Incredible story. Let's start the questioning with Nipsey Russell.
Number 1, what's the disease from which a diver suffers if he surfaces too quickly?
The bins.
Yeah. Number 3, I'll ask you, what was the nature of your injury when you set that record by accident?
Well, some plexiglass from a window next to me that was smashed. The glass flew into the side of my face, covered by the
All right,
beard.
thank you. Number 2, what's the pressure per square inch at 1,000 feet below the surface?
It's approximately 4 atmospheres.
4 atmospheres.
That's right.
Number 2 still, do you have underwater breathing devices down there, or do you have oxygen contained within your 2-man submarine?
We have oxygen within the submarine, which has to be bled into the submarine
I'll stick
itself.
with number 2. When you...
Sorry, and if we go to Margaret Trudeau.
Number 2, what's the name of the effect that happens to you when you go down too deep, when you're just when you're diving?
Nitrogen narcosis is probably what you're talking about.
Do you agree with that, number 1? Yes. And what actually happens, number 3?
Well, the nitrogen comprised part of the in your tank gets into the bloodstream.
Uh-huh. And you get very sick.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's a euphoric feeling.
Yes. And number 1, have you ever dove in the north?
Yes, I have.
Uh-huh. And did you use a dry suit or a wet suit?
Dry suit.
A dry suit. Number 2, what is the NASA, the equivalent of the space program in the underworld that the government has in the undersea? What is the name of it and where is it?
The Aquanaut, and it's run out of Washington, D.C.
Thank you, Margaret. And we go to John Wade.
Okay, sticking in number 2, when you say you're a government aquanaut, what department of the government?
The specific department of the government is, just the scientific branch of the government.
Gee, I've never heard of that one. Number 3, physiologically, probably pay taxes there, though, must go tax. Physiologically, what actually happens when you rise up and get the bends? What's happening to your body?
Well, again, your bloodstream's the most susceptible to the pain of just the different elements of what you're breathing get into your joints and cause
okay, that's
a lot
okay.
of
Number 1,
pain.
could you put that more succinctly? What happens physiologically as you come up, as you decompress?
There are air bubbles in your veins that enlarge as you come up.
Okay, also number 1, who builds the subs?
Thank you, John. That was very succinct questioning. And we move right down to Pat Collins.
Number 3, there's an astronaut who is also an aquanaut. What's his name?
Grissom.
Number 2, the Navy has developed a small undersea rescue capsule, and it has a special name. What is it?
A small undersea rescue capsule.
The Navy's given it another name.
I think you're talking
We're
about
paying for it,
the
but they've given it a
Nautilus.
name. Yes.
Yes.
The what?
The Nautilus.
Uh-huh. And number 1, where was it first used? It was under rather famous circumstances.
They get the atom bomb off Spain.
Number 3, where is Woods Hole, and why is it important for you oceanographers?
Well, it's a gathering place, a meeting place for us to get together. It's in California, and it's just it's a center for oceanographic information.
Mm-hmm. Number 2, do you know who Al Giddings is?
Yes, I do. He's a cameraman.
Time to
And we're
surface
never
panel
gonna find
and
it.
time to vote for number 1, number 2, or number 3. Whoever, in your opinion, is the real Richard Slater. Once again, we pay $100 for each incorrect vote. And if the panel is completely schneidered by our team of challengers, they will win $500. Pat Collins, for whom did you vote?
I voted for number 1 mainly because if Woods Hole is in California, it's a long way to go to get to Woods Hole, which is in Massachusetts. And so I voted for you, number 1, because 3 was wrong and 2, you were wrong about something, 2.
What was that again?
Of course, you could have been lying.
Thank you, Pat. And Nipsey, who did you vote for?
Number 3 did know about the euphoric feeling that you get from compressed by going too deep. But Scott Carpenter was the aquanaut who was also an astronaut. And I know number 1 did have the right information about the bends.
Number 1. Thank you. And Margaret, who did you vote for?
I voted for number 1 as well. Number 2, I really thought you were the one. You looked like the one, but I think I caught you up on one thing. I may be wrong.
Nautilus is one of
Yeah.
Looks like a young Cousteau.
Yes, but I really believe that it was number 1 who's done
No,
all these
it's
brave and heroic things. for
Thank
the
you, Margaret.
rest.
And John, for whom did you vote?
My first reaction is bring back the cheerleaders. Anyway, I voted for number 2, and I think Margaret stumped me too. But he just looks rugged, and I just thought he was dressed right for getting wet.
Okay.
Nautilus.
Now we're going to find out which one of these people made the deepest unassisted underwater escape on record. An incredible achievement. Will the real, brave Richard Slater please stand up?
I think we got him this time.
Okay, panel, you redeemed yourself after the last round. Let's find out who our...
We had to.
I went down the tubes.
Let's find out who our imposters are. Number 2, you got 1 vote. Could you tell us who you are and what you do?
Yes, my name is William Kennedy. I'm a New York advertising photographer, and I'm now presently involved in photographing Brazil for the Brazilian government.
Thank you. And number 3, you got no votes, but you still get $33. Will you tell us who you are and what you do, please?
My name is Steve Gibbons. I'm a morning show host on KRNT Radio in Iowa.
Well, there was only 1 incorrect vote, $100. Enjoy, and thanks for being with us on To Tell the Truth. And it was a great achievement. Thank you. We'll be back to play To Tell the Truth one-on-one right after these few words. We are back to play one-on-one. And panel, here are 4 people that you have met before.
You're kidding.
I wouldn't kid you.
John, one.
Now, you remember Anne and Julie, who pretended to be the cheerleader and rodeo clown, and William and Steve, who pretended to be the man who went down in the submarine. Yeah. Now, you've met these people before, but there's one fact about one of them that we have withheld from you deliberately until right now. Now, believe it or not, one of these 4 people sat in a tub of something long enough to get into the Guinness Book of Records. I don't write these, folks, I just read them. It's up to you to find out which one. Now, you will each have 20 seconds to question the person sitting directly opposite you. At the end of that 20 seconds, you will be asked right there and then whether that person did, in fact, sit in a sit in a tub of something or other.
Okay.
Now, the team will get $100 for each incorrect vote, and 4 incorrect votes will bring $500 to our team of challengers. Now, John Wade, are you ready to question Anne? This is very confusing. Are you ready to question Anne one-on-one?
I'm not sure with that preamble you gave. Sat in something. Yes, I'm ready.
Then start right now.
Okay, Anne, obviously, what was it?
It was a tub full of ronzoni spaghetti sauce.
A tub full of ronzoni sauce. Okay, and where was this?
Where did I do it?
In a big
We
thing
had
of
a tub
spaghetti.
we had a tub set up at a television station. I was doing it for charity for the Heart Fund.
Okay, and where was this? What city?
Where was this? It was in Los Angeles.
Okay, for what charity?
Time is up, John. 20 seconds goes fast. Did Anne sit in a tub of something?
I
Yes
would
or
have
no?
to see a different portion to really make a good judgment, but I would say no.
That's a no. And Margaret, are you ready to question Julie one-on-one?
How long did you sit in?
For 24 hours.
And what was it that you were sitting in?
Chopped liver.
Chopped liver. And did you meditate or did you just sit there?
I just sat there. I tried to sleep some, and after several hours, I started feeling a little bit sick and just leaned back.
Why did you do it?
Margaret, did Julie sit in a tub of chopped liver, with or without pickles? Yes or no?
No.
No. And we go to Nipsey. Are you ready to question?
Okay, William, what was the substance in which you sat?
I sat in a bathtub full of gin.
Bath full of gin. Did you wrinkle or get drunk from the fumes?
A little of both.
I see. Did you stand up on your own power at the end of that sit?
Barely.
How many hours?
I was in there for 17 hours.
What was the brand of gin? Don't tell me. Was it on a boat?
Nipsey, did William sit in a vat of gin to set a world's record, yes or no?
He got out a few times to eat, but I think he did.
We have a yes. Pat, are you ready to question Steve one-on-one?
Yes, I am.
Then start now.
That good farm country of Iowa that you come from, we can guess what you sat in, but maybe it's wrong. You tell us what you sat in.
Vanilla pudding.
Vanilla pudding. Oh, not butterscotch. How long did you stay in the vanilla pudding?
A little over 24 hours.
Did you take a few snacks from the vanilla pudding?
No.
No. Well, why did you do this anyway?
It was for the for charity.
Time is up, Pat. Did Steve sit in a vat of vanilla pudding, yes or no?
Talk show hosts usually can't sit still that long. I say no.
That's a no. Okay, we have 3 no votes and 1 yes vote, and it's time to find out who this silly person who sat in a vat of something really is. Will the real tub sitter please stand up?
The word bathtub gin just sort of went together.
Okay. There were 2 incorrect votes at $100 each, giving $200 to our team of challengers. And I want you to know that you can read in the Guinness Book of Records that Steve Gibbons sat in a bathtub full of vanilla pudding for, believe it or not, 24 hours, 30 minutes.
Couldn't have made it chocolate, huh?
Nope. Anyway, you have $200, and thanks for joining us on To Tell the Truth, One-on-One. Thank you. We'll be right back. Thanks, I hope. So long, everybody.
Today's imposters will receive from Toys R Us, the world's biggest toy store, a gift certificate to be used at any Toys R Us store throughout the country. And new Enhanced Instant Hair Conditioner. Overworked hair is drained of its natural moisturizers. New Enhanced moisturizes overworked hair. And Clorettes, the breath deodorant, helps your mouth's own freshening power eliminate bad breath. Costs a little more, but it's worth it. Clorettes, the breath deodorant. Also from LaChoy, make your meals swing American with these fine LaChoy canned and frozen products. This is Alan Caldwell speaking for To Tell the Truth, a Mark Goodson, Bill Todman production.
It's time.